if you weren't listening to Sexyy Red since 2019, 2020, whatever, and then you're just seeing her pop up and you're like, where did this person come from? Obviously, she's an industry plant. But I'm just like, sometimes it's okay to be late. It's okay to be late to the wave. Welcome back, people. This is Soundbites, the part of the Album Mode podcast where we're talking about the culture, talking about the internet and the music, how those things all intertwine to create the music culture that we have today. This is Demar Grant, a.k.a. King Grant, a.k.a. I don't know, the bunny. The bunny. And I'm here with my co-host, co-creator, Adriel Smiley, a.k.a. The Godfather, a.k.a. AdrielSmiley.com.
Not the bunny.
A.k.a. not the bunny.
Do I know which one of us is the bunny? I can tell you who is not. I got Chris.
We're here with Adriel Smiley, and our producer, Chris, a.k.a. Agent Zero, a.k.a. Patient Zero. Shout out to my bunnies out there. We're here talking about, we were having this very animated conversation about Sexyy Red, and I told everybody to stop and let's just record it instead of
that did happen.
having the conversation without the cameras. So, Sexyy Red, Adriel has this idea, this concept, this question.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Sexyy Red is an industry plant, right? I want you to explain to me why you think this, because I need answers.
Okay, so this really was brought to my attention when I saw Sexyy Red on tour with Drake.
Okay.
He was bringing out a bunch of artists, people he knew, celebrities, Giannis, KD, J. Cole, Lil Yachty. And then Sexyy Red showed up.
Okay.
Now, Sexyy Red was not the only person who was not superstar status. We had Teezo Touchdown, who was there. But Teezo did not get as much FaceTime as Sexyy Red.
Okay.
There's a picture of Drake almost kissing Sexyy Red. They have a picture where they're both posing together. She's hanging out backstage. And before this, I saw Sexyy Red with Travis Scott. Well, I thought maybe Sexyy Red is from Houston, and they go back. Come to find out, Sexyy Red is not from Houston. She's from St. Louis.
Okay.
So I said, okay, Drake, Travis Scott, they have a new song out together, and they're promoting it, and they're all, around Sexyy Red. That's kind of weird. Like, Sexyy Red is part of the promotion. I thought, okay, interesting. Fast forward, Sexyy Red with Tyler, the Creator.
Right.
These are three of the biggest artists out right now in hip-hop. For them to all show up to be alongside this one person, I thought that was interesting.
Okay.
Very, very interesting. Now, for anyone who doesn't know who Sexyy Red is, she went viral in 2018. She did a cover of 1,000 Miles by Vanessa Carlton.
Okay.
Called it 1,000 Jugs.
Yep.
And then Pound Town came out in January of this year. And, if you hear people yelling about their booty brown, that's Pound Town you're hearing. And then she had Sexyy, which I like better than Pound Town personally. Okay. And Pound Town 2 was kind of the one that I said, this is a little plantish.
That's the one with Cardi B, right?
Nicki
Minaj.
Wrong side.
Yeah.
You know what side you're on.
I gotta hold on.
You know what side you're on.
People are gonna be coming for me in the comments.
Don't confuse them.
Yeah.
But I do think that she's an industry plant in this way, or not say I do think. I think it's possible because all of these big artists are all promoting something right now. Nikki has an album coming out. Tyler said he has an album coming out. Drake has an album coming out. Travis Scott's album just came out. And these are all A-list artists. And they are all kind of cozying up to Sexyy Red. Now, I can't remember the last time we've seen something like this with like an artist who was like going viral pretty often. But Sexyy Red is not making like some mind-shattering music, respectfully. Ski's a cool song, 14.5 mil on Spotify. Pound Town, the remix actually has more than the original.
Yeah.
But to see everyone so close to her when they have stuff dropping, I think there is something there. And I think too, seeing the people that like Sexyy Red is around, it's kind of gives Bobby Althoff vibes. It's like you don't get around these people just by chance. I think of when Ice Spice came up. It took Ice Spice a long time to get to like I'm kicking it with Taylor Swift, kicking it with Drake level. You know, Sexyy Red is like, second this song took off, it was like, okay, you're all of a sudden with Travis, you're all of a sudden with so-and-so.
Mm-hmm.
And my guess, and we'll fast forward when this comes out to see how right I am, my guess is she's going to have a lot of big features on whatever project she has coming out.
Right.
Whether it's Drake, Travis, Tyler, and Nikki, which would be nuts. I do think whatever project she has coming out will be very big and feature heavy. And think of her as the next coming of Coyle Ray.
Okay.
I think...
But Coyle Ray is actually like, isn't she Benzino's like daughter?
Yeah, yeah.
So that's like legitimately industry plant. Like legitimately though.
Sexyy Red is right there. And my thing is, I think Sexyy Red appeals to a different audience that is not, I don't say it's not covered in hip hop made by women, but it's an audience that Nikki, Cardi, Meg aren't tapping into right now. And that is the real hood, like teenage woman, like pajama, like cartoon pajama pants, and a black wife pleaser. If anyone knows any of those girls,
wife pleaser, yep.
That is Sexyy Red's audience. And so I feel like that is where her industry plantness will be successful, because as much as Nikki, Cardi, and Meg are huge, none of them are tapped into that, 15-year-old girl somewhere in the South in pajama pants with cartoons on them, going to school with her bonnet on.
Right.
That's Sexyy Red's lane right there. So
that's her demo.
For me, I feel like the avenue is clear. I'm just waiting to see who she has on this next project.
Okay.
Because that is going to be the clear tell for me. Already, we don't see Tyler that often. All of a sudden, Tyler showing up with Sexyy Red. When did Sexyy Red and Tyler meet? I want to know, when did that happen? Travis Scott is all of a sudden a huge Sexyy Red fan.
Right.
When did that happen?
Right.
Drake, when did that happen?
Okay, so here's my thing. Like, I understand meteoric rise. Also, kind of a little bit suspicious, but I would say the internet allows people to do crazy things all the time.
That's a great sentence.
Right? I think that, let's say 3 months ago, if somebody said Bobby to you, you would be like, Bobby Brown. And you would never associate with this blonde white woman, right? Now, if somebody says Bobby to you, you're like, her again, right? So I think that there is an ability to burst through the stratosphere,
yes,
via the internet, especially if you have a hot song, right? We've seen it so many times where with male artists, female artists, you can have a hot song, hot feature, that could be it. Right? Like literally a year ago today, Munch came out, and Ice Spice in a year has done shit with Taylor Swift, Nicki Minaj, et cetera, et cetera. She met Drake. Yeah. She wasn't she at Rolling Loud?
Yeah.
In Toronto?
Yeah.
So
she was hanging out with Drake, yep.
So things can go crazy.
So you're thinking something here? I'm saying
the opposite. I'm saying the opposite. I think that industry, I feel like anytime, I think currently, if a person was not on the wave as it begun, they are now like very easy to call somebody an industry plant. Like if you weren't listening to Sexyy Red since 2019, 2020, whatever, and then you're just seeing her pop up and you're like, where did this person come from? Obviously she's an industry plant. But I'm just like, sometimes it's okay to be late. It's okay to be late to the wave. I was late to the Burna Boy wave.
No, for sure.
Right? I didn't be like, oh, last, who the hell is this dude? This guy's an industry plant.
To me, it's not about the music, because she dropped like a full-length-ish project, 11 songs, full-length project, and she has features on that project.
That's what I'm saying.
Sukana's on it, Juicy J's on it.
That's what I'm saying.
So it's not as if she's a nobody and this like no music at all. My thing about the industry plant part is you see someone's like rise of who they're around, who they're with, like the rooms they're in. That is industry plant stuff. I think of someone like Ombre. A lot of people in the industry know who Ombre is. A lot of people loved her last album. Ombre is someone who's like a lot of people in music, who make music, one of their favorite artists. We don't see Ombre and Tyler flicking it up. We don't see Ombre and Drake flicking it up. And it's like, her label is not putting her in those positions to be around those people. Now, Sexyy Red, on the other hand, I think that's like, because obviously people can be into you when you're coming up and like, you know, something like Teezo Touchdown.
Yeah.
A lot of people are really excited for his new album.
Yeah.
Sexy.
Teezo Touchdown, perfect example.
Okay, go ahead.
Perfect example. Teezo Touchdown. Do you remember when we saw Teezo Touchdown the last time we saw him?
Yeah, at Tyler.
At the Tyler show.
Yeah.
Right? I'm going to be honest with you, people were getting refreshments during the Teezo Touchdown performance. Before that, I actually knew about Teezo Touchdown because of Pigeons and Planes.
Yep.
Right? So I've known about him for years before recently. Now everybody is hearing him because of the Utopia shit.
Yeah.
Right? And now he's like, they're being like, who is that guy? What is that voice? Blah, 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 blah. Now, like, he has an album coming out soon. Right? And then Teezo Touchdown, you seen Teezo Touchdown with X, you seen Y and Z, and you're like, who is this guy, Teezo Touchdown?
Teezo,
you guys are just late. That's what I'm trying to say. People are just late to the wave.
Teezo is music. That's the difference. He was on Tyler's album. He was on Don Toliver's album. He's on Travis Scott's album. This is all music. This is how he's going. There's no music with Sexyy Red and Drake. You think Drake's doing a Sexyy Red song? Same with Tyler.
Drake is definitely going to do it. If Sexyy Red like last, there's definitely going to be a Drake and Sexyy Red song.
I would still bet against it, honestly.
Really?
Because Drake hasn't co-signed any new winning hip hop as they come up. There was no Meg song. There was no Cardi song. He hasn't a Nikki song in years.
Him and Meg are like ops though.
No, for sure. But before they were ops, like Drake just doesn't do that.
Yeah.
So it's like she's around these people where it's not music. You know, Drake talked about he heard Teezo Touchdown's album. He's excited about it. There's no music in any of these posts. Tyler's not saying heard the new Sexyy Red album. Can't wait for y'all to hear it. That's not what's happening here.
Right.
All these are just affiliation, and that's what the label does for you. Of like, okay, I know this person and I know this person. Put you with this. So we'll see with Sexyy Red for sure. And before we move on to the next, I want you to get your flowers from now.
Yeah.
Because you were all on, I'm an Ice Spice fan. I respect Ice Spice. I know I'm a munch, all that kind of shit.
I don't know if I said that part. I don't remember saying that part. I don't remember saying that last part.
As a Jamaican podcast.
I don't know if I can say that part.
But do you think Sexyy Red is here to stay?
I gotta see more. This with the Ice Spice one, Ice Spice, it was obvious. Also, I was betting on the fact that she is light skinned. And that is going to help her.
For sure. She is light skinned.
Right?
Yeah.
Sexyy Red
is not light skinned.
Is not light skinned.
Yeah.
Right? Also, I feel like she's being memed right now.
Sexyy Red?
Yeah. I think that just like the photos that you're talking about are like, it's almost memey. Like everybody's like, like the Tyler Creator picture. Yeah, he's like showing his ass to the camera. Tyler Creator is the type of dude to do that. But I do think it is because I'm with Sexyy Red that I'm taking this photo. Tyler Creator is he's in a serious bag right now.
Yes.
Right? He's trying to be taken seriously right now. This is more Flower Boy-ish, pre-Flower Boy, Tyler the Creator type of picture taking.
Yeah, 100%.
So I think that Sexyy Red, I do think she has artistic ability.
Okay.
Are you not agreeing with that?
No, I said okay. I'm listening.
Okay. I'm just trying to. I think she has artistic ability.
Oh, you want me to agree?
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I agree. Okay.
I think she has artistic ability.
Okay.
She can make a song that proliferates on the internet. People are talking about it. Pound Town Ski Pound Town, right?
Shake Something remix.
She's on the remix. Yeah. All right. So see what I'm saying? She's with the baby. She is out here legitimately. That's the thing I'm trying to point out. Is like she's out here legitimate. She's having a moment.
Yeah, she's outside.
Right? Do I think that she's gonna be able to survive past the moment where like people are like really diving into her music? That's questionable. Right? I think that it can happen. Right? But the way that other artists are interacting with her versus the way other artists were interacting with like Ice Spice is a little bit different to me because I'm like, okay, is Travis Scott gonna hop on a Sexyy Red song?
Juicy Red is crazy,
right? But I saw Ice Spice with Nicki Minaj, and Nicki Minaj is like, I'm hopping on the Ice Spice song. I'm hopping on, or I even saw Ice Spice. Remember when I saw Ice Spice with Pink Panthers?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, this is gonna be a crazy collab. This is gonna be so weird. And then they actually dropped Boys Liar Part 2. So that's the thing that I'm looking forward to next. I'm like, okay, all the people that you're appearing with, are they going to hop on the song? is if they do hop on the song, if I get like a Drake, a Nicki Minaj, Tyler the Creator, Travis Scott, I'm just using the example because these are the ones that you mentioned. If I see them hopping on a song, she's golden.
But does that
she's golden?
Does that solidify what I'm saying about her being industry plant though, or what do you think?
I don't think so, because she's already had music though. She's already had stuff. She's already collaborated with people. And then the songs that came out, those were solo works. Those were solo.
Oh, so you're saying because she has her own stuff, she can't be industry plant?
She's already been doing shit. Then the thing that's making her pop is a solo work. And then people are like trying to appear next to her.
I look at it differently. I think you can't have solo work and still be industry plant because if you use an example, Pink Panther's doing a song with Ice Spice, kind of like helped her relevance for whatever that time was without new music out. Like that was a new song for sure, which is a remix of her old song. But like even to this day, she's more relevant than she was before she did the song with Ice Spice, which is part of like, you know, selling your music. Which is Sexyy Red is like she has her music, but like all these moments she's having on the internet help her stay relevant. So whenever her music does drop, it can sell. So I think that is really still going to be the case. To me, everyone I've seen has something to sell. I have not seen any of the organic, like, maybe you can call it organic, but to me it hasn't seemed organic where it's like we're just around and we rock with each other. You know, it's all in the mindset of like make this a moment. You know, make this more what it is. Make this more clicks for me. So to me, I think that's where she is right now. Will she be around? I actually think she will be because I think she's building that loyal fan base of, you know, the teenagers and the wife pleasers and the cartoon pajamas. You know, all those women out there, you know who you are. I think that's like her loyal fan base she is building. But I do think we're going to see some huge features. Lil Durk said he's doing a Sexyy Red feature as well. So
this is what I'm saying.
But again, I think this goes to everyone who's doing these features. It's more benefiting them than her. You know, I think yes, it will help her, but I think we'll see in these moments, like kind of stuff happened to Ice Spice is like Ice Spice, I think, was able to make it more about her where she can keep going on. But I think with Sexyy Red, people are going to be doing songs with her where it benefits. It's their moment. You know, like we're talking about Tyler now where maybe we were talking about Tyler 2 weeks ago. You know, Drake, he didn't need it. He's on tour, but that was a big moment for Drake and his tour and everything. So I think that's what's it's gonna be of like Nikki has a new album out.
Right.
Sexyy Red, let's do this.
Right.
You know. So yeah, we will see.
This one's a we'll see.
But we're on the same page of like it's possible. None of us are writing her off yet.
Right.
Yeah. None of us are writing her
with
off.
With the Ice Spice thing, I was just like, Munch was massive. I was like, it was too massive, right? And again, I think Ice Spice, hot on the gram, to put it in a, let's say, an appropriate way. She's somebody who people like to look at.
100%. That's a nice way to say it.
Right? So that also is helping her. Sexyy Red, I feel like she has that ability too. But Ice Spice is, I don't want to say, she's not white passing, but she's very light skinned. Yeah.
And I think too, like, we can move on to Beyonce in a second, but what they have the effect of is what Lil Pump had when Lil Pump first popped. And it's like when you have that internet likability of like whatever you're doing that people want to see it, that does not always translate into like actual fans and record sales.
Right.
And so that's, I think, the next step for both of these women is for me to see like Ice Spice has not been on no tour or nothing since she's been Ice Spice.
Right.
You know, and it's like, can Ice Spice do Danforth Music Hall and sell it out? Like, we have no idea.
I think but Ice Spice is like on now. Like I think that she's like legit here now.
And that's kind of why I'm more worried about her in the sense that Sexyy Red is like, the bigger you are is like, she can't go on tour and do, like, it's like Lil Nas. Lil Nas went on tour 3 years after Old Town Road. Yeah. You know, because it's like, he had to build a like proper audience and career. Because it's like, you can't have the biggest single of all time and do 500 seaters. You know, which is like, at this point in your career, that's what makes sense for you at like, you know, where you are in your career. But the popularity is past that, which is where Ice Spice is. Yeah. She maybe can't sell out Budweiser stage, but if she's top 30 all time in streaming, that makes sense for her to do that. So I'm interested to see where it goes. Someone who can't sell out Budweiser stage and any other motherfucking stage is Beyonce. Yeah. And I put this in the chat because she is selling sightless tickets where you cannot see the stage, but you can only hear. And they're upwards of $225. How do you feel about that? A sightless ticket to see Beyonce?
It depends on what you're going for, because I think there are some people who are going to the Beyonce concert who would do it just to be like, I was at the Beyonce concert.
I don't respect those people.
Me neither. To put it to say that, but I'm like, there are people. Those people exist. 1,000. We all know that person exists. Like,
they have to. Why else would she be doing it, right?
Just for the flex to be able to say that they went to the Beyonce concert. Those people exist. But in general, I would never in a million years go to a show where I cannot see the person actually performing, because
there's no artist that you would do that for. Not even one.
Not even The Weeknd, because I'm like, I would just straight up pay the money to go see it. I paid like $400, $500 to go see him, bro. So I paid. I dropped serious money to see.
Yeah.
If I want to see them, I'm gonna drop the money for it.
Yeah.
Because I want to see them perform. Right. When it comes to like, oh, I'm just gonna be in the atmosphere to feel the vibes. Like, what the fuck? Like, we need to be like, let's be fucking for real, bro. You cannot be spending money to just stand and listen to somebody. You can do that in the comfort of your own home.
I said this last time Beyonce announced her tour tickets, because they were upwards of $800. And I said, Beyonce fans, have some respect for yourself. Every single time she goes on tour, it sells out, no matter what the price is. Tickets could literally be your firstborn child, and they're still selling out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why do you think she keeps doing it? This is another step of that. If I sell out every time I go on tour, I'm going to up the price every time. Why the hell not? So if people are saying they'll do whatever to see me on tour, they don't even have to see me. They don't even got to see me. So it's like, to me, the Beyonce fans created this because they made it clear, like, we will see Beyonce at any cost.
Yeah, the demand is extremely
whatever
high.
It takes. And then on top of it, she's added, there's going to be a dress code for the Beyonce concert. I don't really love that, because I love the unofficial dress code. Like, I do really like when you, like, let me say I like, because I don't do this myself.
Yeah.
But I think it's interesting and fun to see when you go to a show and people are dressed like the artist.
Yeah, everybody's dressed up in some form, which is really, I find that fun.
Yeah, I think it's fun too, and I like it's like an unofficial thing. Like, no one says it, we just do. Like, I think for Beyonce concert, it was already a thing.
Yeah,
you know?
everybody was already wearing like a ton of glitter and like some sort of like cowboy outfit and like lots of silver. Like, that was already happening organically.
Yeah.
I remember when I went to the Weeknd's concert.
Yeah,
everybody was wearing red.
Yeah,
everybody was wearing a red jacket, red shoes, something red, right? Because that's what he's wearing in his music videos. Tyler Creator was less so. I feel like it's a type of person.
Yeah.
Tyler Creator
and I also think as Tyler has grown older, it's changed. Like, I've seen Tyler, I think 4 times now. When I first saw Tyler, super golf wing. Like, it was all of that shit. You know, as he's gotten older and his fans have gotten older, I think people have realized, okay, like, he's being an individual. It's my turn to be an individual too. But I do think it's interesting. Like, I remember seeing G-Eazy. That was the most stark one to me.
You saw G-Eazy in person?
I said G-Eazy in concert. It was very good.
Why though?
G-Eazy had tracks. Yeah,
okay.
This is G-Eazy's prime. This is like that album was the one. It was G-Eazy, Logic, YG, and Yo Gotti. Really good show.
Yeah, I know. That is so weird that is like a circle. Even though, like, I know that is a circle, but like, that's just a weird combo.
But it was a really good show. And a bunch of leather jackets, a whole bunch of the little side swoop that G-Eazy used to do. So I don't really love that Beyonce is making it official now.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, we all know what it is. Like, there was this day a couple years ago, I think it was 2017, where Lady Gaga and Beyonce had a concert on the same day. And we were just doing like a test, like, Lady Gaga, Beyonce, Lady Gaga. So I think that's cool. Again, Beyonce is taking it too far. Like, it's almost cult level right now, but it's like she's really taking it there. Like,
yeah, it's getting to Kanye levels now.
You can't even see me perform. Is like, it's beyond. Like, I think it's Beyonce. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, why would you want to go to not see Beyonce? You know what I'm saying? It's not like it's Ed Sheeran who's gonna sit and play his guitar, and you could be like, okay, I'll just vibe out and listen. It's Beyonce.
Yeah, you want to see everything that happens. That's like not 90. That's like 50% of the reason why you're going to see the concert, because her concerts are good as fuck.
It's a real show. Yeah. So it's like, that's like, she doesn't respect you.
Just like whatever. You
I mean, like
you can show up if you want to.
Beyonce's working for months, getting ready for the show.
Yeah.
It's a whole ordeal.
Whole production.
I worked a Beyonce concert a few years back,
Mm-hmm.
and we built this pool for her to do like a couple songs in.
Mm-hmm.
Literally 2 songs. We had to build this pool from scratch
Right.
for 2 songs. For 2 songs.
Yeah, she's like, you know, think about like Super Bowl when she did like Formation, and like she had literally like a whole dance crew, right? Or when she went to Coachella and she had the whole band at Coachella.
Homecoming, that was
yeah,
good.
like when you're doing Beyonce does like a show, that shit's a show, bro. You need to go see that.
And you're gonna pay bread to not
see it?
Like her even offering that is disrespectful to me because it's just like it's your show. You know how good it is.
Yeah, like hey man, if you pay for it, please message us and explain to us why.
Yeah, we
please message us. Please leave a comment. Please, I need to hear why on earth you would want to do this.
Yeah, I don't. And the thing too is they're probably gonna be in their outfit with their glittered cowboy boots that Beyonce can't even see.
Yeah, well, like what's the point?
And then last but not least, if you're a Sexyy Red fan, hop in the comments. Let us know. Let us know.
Let him know. Let Adriel know that Sexyy Red is legit. You've been following her for years.
She could. All those things could be true, and she could still be an industry plant. All those things can be true. So,
like an industry plant to me is like Claro, right?
Why Claro?
Because like didn't Claro's dad wasn't he like part of like the label? Didn't she partially like fund the label to?
Oh yeah.
That's industry plant. That's like hardcore industry. Her dad is part of the label. That's an industry.
That's
plant.
more nepotism than industry plant. Industry plant.
Same thing.
Industry plant is like your label, whoever is accelerating your career way beyond your talent, work ethic, career.
Look, your label's that's what your label is actually supposed to do, though.
No, but
your label's actually supposed to do that.
But that beyond like the music, like I'm saying, like for example, let's put Burna Boy beside Travis Scott and Drake. They probably know each other already. That makes more sense.
Yeah,
that he's on the level. Someone who's not on the level at all, getting these looks that other artists would love to have. That's industry plantish to me.
Okay,
and so it's like, yeah, listen, we'll see. Honestly, I don't really care if she is or not because I just like to see that we have more women in hip hop who are kind of diversifying what that space is. So I'm excited to just have her around in general. Ski to all my Sexyy Red fans.
Sweet. Shout out to our Sexyy Red and Sexyy Red fans. Thank you everybody for tuning in to Soundbites, the part of the Album Mode podcast where we're talking about the music, the culture, the internet, how those 3 things intertwine to create the music culture that we have today. This is Demar Grant, aka King Grant, aka the Bunny. And I want to thank everybody for showing up and listening and watching today. Make sure you follow us on the Instagrams, the TikToks, the Twitters at Album Mode Pod. We're at Album Mode on YouTube. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. All that good stuff. We're trying to make it to 5,000. Really, we're trying to make it to 25 million. But we're gonna take. But we're making it 5,000. We're trying to make it to 5,000 as soon as possible. So thank you everybody for listening and watching. And Adriel, make sure you know yourself and know your worth.
Later days.